Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. For some it's a long weekend, for some it's just business as usual, and for others you're hoping to find work again. I know these times have been very trying, very difficult for all of us. This video is a little different. I'm not using the cards, I'm just coming to you live from my butterfly garden. I hope some of them come out for you so you could see them, but it's a little too hot for the butterflies at this time. But I am under a very thick canopy of trees, so it may be difficult to see them, but I'll walk around a little bit. Anyway, guys, this video is just informative, a bit channeled message, and just because I wanted to post something now, it doesn't necessarily have to be with the cards. Alright guys, a lot of the energy right now is hoping that we can learn to forgive and be grateful for the things that we actually have in our lives, for the blessings that divinity has already given us that sometimes we fail to see. Also, people in our lives that could be teaching us some very difficult lessons. Keep in mind that everyone associated with you, whether it's family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, they're all soulmates of you at some point in one of your lives. They were significant at that point, and they are again. And now perhaps some of them are teaching us some very difficult lessons, teaching us how to be appreciative, how to forgive, how to be grateful, how to respect ourselves, what not to settle for in our lives, how to create our boundaries because perhaps we don't know how. Perhaps we follow through with past lives and just karma that we keep reliving or trying to recreate in order to heal from this life, from our younger days or from childhood, which is very difficult to overcome. A lot of this happens on an unconscious level. So what we need to do is learn to bring those things to a conscious level, to the surface. And perhaps right now with everything that's going on with COVID and being restricted and doing some of the things that we normally do, that we do just because, for some it's habit, for some it's going to work every day and not enjoying what you do. For some it's very difficult relationships, for others we're helping other people in our everyday. So it's a responsibility that we need to follow through with. But we're being taught how to create our boundaries, what we will accept and what we won't accept for our lives, how to follow through with things that resonate with our soul, with our heart, and not just because we're trying to please someone else and do what someone else thinks is right for you, because in the end it's only right for them. And they're being quite selfish with what they want you to do because it helps them somehow and it doesn't serve you any type of purpose. So you need to learn to distinguish that and not just follow what someone else says just because you care for them or they're a family member or they're someone that means something to you. You need to learn to weigh things out and what you will allow in your life and what you won't. Sometimes you ask others for advice, but you need to make sure that that advice that is given is something that's going to help you in the long run and not something that will hurt you eventually. So you need to learn your lessons. Some of them are lessons that we have to go through regardless of whether you wait it out or not. Life just pushes you in that direction, and it's something that you need to learn one way or the other, and that soul is just helping you learn it. On a soul level, we are very forgiving, loving, and very grateful. But on a physical level, we are not. So we need to learn to get on our knees and pray and be thankful. Look up to wherever you consider heaven or divine energy and show your reverence to them or to it. Angelic help is always very helpful for us, because sometimes those messengers bring us some very important messages that we need to be aware of in order to say goodbye to someone, balance out karma, not be regretful later. The messengers are there for important things in our lives. So you need to pay attention to the very subtle nudges that you may get. Some of them are very powerful nudges. So you need to be aware of them. If it's something that's really bothering you, that doesn't seem to give up, a nagging thought, a desire, you need to follow through, because there's probably something that you need to do on the other end, and it's very divinely guided. So you need to learn those messages as well when they come, what it's coming from. It's not just your ego. Egotistical things serve you. They're very mundane. It's about money, power, having a bigger home. And I'm always saying these kind of things, but I don't know that anyone either understands me or follows me really, truly, because these thoughts just, they're kind of crazy. And yes, we all like nice cars and we like a bigger home, but in the end, when you get older, when you're alone and there's no one there to help you take care of that big home or that fancy car that's so expensive when you have to buy a part for it, who do you call? You can't call the Ghostbusters. They're not coming. You know, your angels can't help you with that. It's just it'll turn into a big lesson at the end. And maybe you can trade the car in for some money, but eventually you'll get ripped off, because it just doesn't work that way. You know, so you need to live life comfortably but basic, because truly in the end, you can't take anything with you. And you never know when the end is coming. So that's why you have to live a life that's pure, that doesn't hurt other people, that's not self-serving, because later on you're going to pay for it, mostly before you die. And then in the next lifetime, you'll relive that cycle, that karmic cycle again and again and again. And one day you're going to say, what the hell's going on here? Why do I keep going over the same old situation? Why does this keep happening to me over and over again? How can I stop it? It's a cycle. It's a karmic cycle that you're reliving in order to heal it. Because at some point, it created a very deep scar in your soul, and you need to help heal it. For some, I would have to say, go see a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, or just your doctor, and talk to someone. Maybe a spiritual figure that you may respect, and see how you can help yourself. And for some, you have to learn to help yourself. How to backtrack. How to stop that cycle from happening again. What did you do initially to begin it, to start it, and stop doing what you do? You know, if it's in romantic partners, do you chase after a partner? Or do you just wait till it comes to you? Are you patient? Do you believe that divine energy is going to bring you exactly what you need at the right time? Do you try to make it happen? Trying to make it happen sometimes doesn't work either, because you're pushing against the energy. And that creates karma right there. So don't do that. Try to wait patiently in your life. Go within. Try to figure out who you are, what you like in life. What resonates with your soul? What type of work would you love to be doing? And try to follow that. Because within that, you will find soulmates and other people that could be teachers, guides, friends, better co-workers, and following that suit. I don't know that I'm making any sense to anyone, but it makes sense to me at this time. Pay attention to your intuition. Try to work on your clairsentience, whether you feel, see, hear. Try to work on your senses and sharpen them. Crystals are very helpful as well. Learn about crystals. See which one attracts you. Go buy one. Or someone might gift you one. The one that you were gifted is something that you need to work with. Sometimes crystals just appear out of nowhere. You don't know why they're there. You find one, cleanse it. Put it in water. Visualize bright white light around it. Smudge it with sage. Cleanse it. Make it yours. Then tell it what you want it to do for you. Retrieve memories, past lives, future lives. Open your third eye, whatever it is. make you more clairvoyant, make you see angels. There's different crystals for everything that you may desire. Find out about it and then get you some. Find some. They're very helpful. I don't know if you see that little sign there. It says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Philippians 4:6. Prayer is extremely powerful because if you believe in a higher power, if you believe in angels, every time you think a thought, say something, or get on your knees and pray, or even pray as you're standing or floating around in a pool, it doesn't matter how you do it, laying down, something, someone, some energy is listening to you. They say thoughts are prayers. It's a way of manifesting. Be careful what you think. Be careful what your thoughts are, because what you think, you do attract. So keep that in mind. You don't want to attract negative energy, which it's only the other side of the coin of positive energy. So by attracting positive energy, you are going to inevitably deal with negative energy, because it'll be there. It'll exist with it. So you need to learn to separate it and stay focused on just the positive things. So the negative things don't affect you as badly. Sometimes we can skirt it. We can see it coming and go in the other direction. We can see what an action, a wave, a wink, or a hello can drag us into if we're not careful. We see it coming, we can turn around and go in the other direction and say, no, I'm not going there. I'm sorry I waved. I'm sorry that I said hello to that particular person. Because it could start something that you really don't want to be involved with later. And stay focused on your path, what you're doing, where you're going. Sometimes we wonder, hey, am I on the right path? Should I change something? Should I go in a different direction? Well, just because you're thinking about it means that something isn't right. You're fighting against something. There's something that you're doing or a direction that you're going that doesn't resonate with your soul. But also, turning around, jumping and doing something completely different and going in the dark without knowing where you're going to land is also not advised. So you take your time to make those changes and figure out exactly what it is that you want to do, where you want to go, what the end game is. Write it all down on paper if you have to. That way you can clearly see the picture and start meditating on that picture, what you want your life to look like. 5 years down the road, 10 years, 2 years. Give yourself a little time to take the necessary steps to change it, to make it yours, to make it happen. Sometimes you are upset and you'll think little thoughts. Oh gosh, I want to leave this place. Maybe I'll go live with my parents. Maybe I'll go live with my sister. Maybe I'll go live with my friend. And a few years down the road, you see yourself, wow, I'm living with my sister. I'm living with my friend. This is something that I thought of 5 years ago, but I didn't think it through. Do you get along with your sister? Do you truly get along with your friend? Was there something that you weren't seeing about that little desire or that little thought that you had, and a little dream? Sometimes things are pipe dreams that really don't lead you anywhere. They help you change, don't get me wrong. They help you make that initial change from something that wasn't working for you. But you didn't think it through. You didn't see the whole picture. It wasn't exactly what resonates with your soul. Because that person may turn around later on and tell you, well, you know what, we never really did get along. But it served a purpose for you to come here. It served me a purpose, so I didn't argue with you. So you have to be really careful of the things that you desire, how you desire them, what you tell yourself, because eventually it might end up biting you in the ass. So you have to think things through. Write them down. Make sure that that's exactly what you want in the end. And all the players that'll be involved are on board with you, 100%. They like you, they love you, they want to support you. Supportive energy. That's something that's very important also. You don't want to be with someone on a day-to-day basis that doesn't really support you, that doesn't like you. I mean, we all have these teachers in our lives for a purpose, so that we learn to make the right choices, so that we learn that when we have something in our lives that we manifested, that we treasure it, because it's there for a reason. It's either a blessing or a lesson, one or the other, and we need to learn the difference between the two. I don't know that I'll pull some cards later. Maybe tomorrow. I'm off. I might come back to the garden with some cards and see what the general energy is in the upcoming days. Or this was just what I was supposed to tell you today or this week. Learn to forgive the teachers that have hurt you the most. Learn to be grateful for the things that you have in your life. If you want to change the things that you have, you need to make solid long-term plans in your heart, in your mind. You need to know which direction you're going, and not just to settle to try to make things better, but something that really truly resonates with your soul, so that when you achieve it 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you're happy. You're happy with your choices, you're happy with your decisions, you're happy with the people that are around you, because they are meant to be there for a positive lesson, for a positive gift, something that you worked hard to manifest, and now you can be happy with it, because the people there are happy with you, and they support your every day, every step you take, everything that you do. Learn to appreciate your family. They're there for a reason. Again, either a blessing or a lesson, or both. Sometimes we learn our biggest lessons from our family members or our romantic partners. They're there because they were supposed to be. They were supposed to teach you something. They were supposed to learn from that lesson as well. Not just you, but both of you. Keep that in mind, because you both learn. Learn to respect yourself. Learn to respect others. Learn to help. Be helpful when you can, because that's also something that later on helps you a lot. When you need help, someone will come for you, because you didn't turn down that family member. You didn't turn down your friend. They needed help. You helped them. You were unconditionally helping them. You didn't do it because of self-serving reasons. You were honest. Be honest. When they ask you for a favor, or they ask you for an advice, don't give them advice that serves you. Give them advice that serves them. What would be the best for them? And turn it around and have them truly decide from their heart. Not because it was going to be something that's going to help you in the long run, but because it's something that will help them in the long run, and you're going to assist them as best as you can. Keep that in mind. I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll try to pull some cards for you tomorrow. But for today, it's just this. Coming from my heart to yours. Bye for now.